We're live.
And I believe that we are live, everybody. I love that sound effect because earlier today my stepdaughter was watching a Friends episode on TV, and in the distance I could hear them applauding or the laughter, and I thought, you know, that was so obvious that it was put in, you know, the laughter. But then I thought, but it really does add to the effect, doesn't it? And now I need to make sure that everything else is muted. I love that sound effect because... So anyway, I just wanted to welcome you to our training. And guys, we're doing a mindset training today. And we apologize for getting started a little bit late. Promise we will be making up for it. This is going to be a really good training. And of course, you'll be able to get access to the replay as well. But really quickly, I want to introduce myself to you and introduce to you our panel members. And then we'll get right to the training. But today, I've got 3 awesome people with me. My name is Michelle Grigsby. I've been doing internet marketing for about 3 years, full-time for a year now, and I'm just loving what I'm doing, and I'm just really excited to share with you the knowledge that I have as well as the panel members' knowledge that they have. I know that everybody on this panel has a lot of knowledge to share, and that's one of the reasons why they're here is because, you know, not only do they have a lot of knowledge to impart, but they also are taking in knowledge and training on a continuous basis, and that's one of the things that we're going to be talking about today. And so anyway, with that said, I really quickly want to introduce you to some of our panel members. The first person I'm going to introduce you to is Jeff. Jeff, if you want to say hello real quick. From Pennsylvania.
I'm Jeff Warringer from Central PA. I've been involved with marketing for a few years now, and I've suffered a lot of struggles along the way, but now that we've learned something, we'd like to share the knowledge and pass it on, just to help everybody out. So take some notes if you can.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And now we have Donna. Hey, Donna, how's it going in Georgia?
Hey, yeah. And hey, everybody. Yes, I'm from Augusta, Georgia, and I have been online for a number of years, struggled full-time, always trying different things and trying to put it all together. The pieces of the puzzle just kind of never fit for me, and it wasn't until, you know, we got involved with Michelle and a great group of people that we are a cohesive team, and we help each other, and we encourage each other, and we empower each other to keep going in the right direction. And so we hope that you enjoy it tonight, and I know it's going to be pretty cool.
I love that sound effect because earlier today, is that me doing that?
It's not me. I have nothing else open.
No worries. Awesome. Okay, thank you, Donna. Awesome words of wisdom. And Chris from North Carolina. How are you, Chris?
I'm doing good. So I've been involved with network marketing for about 9 months, and at times it feels like it's really been a baby trying to come forth. I did a lot of searching online, trying to find something that would give me more teaching than what was available to me, and decided to join Michelle's team. I'm really enjoying it. Donna is actually who I enrolled under, and I don't regret a minute of it.
Awesome. We're so glad to have you, too. So we've got someone from North Carolina, somebody from Georgia, someone from Pennsylvania. I'm from Kansas City. We have people on our team from Australia, people from all over the world. And so, yeah, but you know what we're going to talk about today, guys, is, and guys, whenever you guys can interact, that would be awesome, because I would like your feedback on this. But one of the biggest complaints that a lot of people have when they get team members, what do you think that is? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you might say, I've got team members that are not doing anything? Like maybe when they joined, they were really, really excited, and they say, I'm just going to crush this. I'm so excited, right? Mm-hmm. And then you hear, what do you hear? You hear, is it not true? I know. I know anybody that's watching this Okay, if you're watching this, either you can relate to that feeling, you can relate to that, or you have been the person that has done that yourself. I've done that myself. I have been totally gung-ho on a company that I joined, and for whatever reason, I didn't make a go of it, right? I mean, you know, I'll be the first person to admit I joined several network marketing companies, right, before I finally started having some success. And guys, I'm really excited to share with you. I don't want to say that it was a breakthrough, but I do want to share with you a training, an amazing training that Tony Robbins did. And so I am not, guys, I'm not a six-figure earner yet, but, you know, because I don't, so in other words, you know, don't think that I'm speaking from personal wisdom, but what I'm doing is I'm embarking somebody that has made hundreds of millions of dollars, and I'm going to share with you some really cool stories to back me up, okay? So with that said, guys, I am going to really quickly, let me go ahead and mute you real quick because there was some back noise. I'm going to really quickly share my screen. If you can just let me know that you can see my screen, I would really appreciate it. And if you guys can also verify that it is on me, because our training last time was not. It was on Donna's beautiful face, the whole training. Did you know that, Donna?
No. What?
Yeah.
Wow. What if I was doing things or something like that?
You were, but I won't speak of it.
What, Jeff?
I'm just kidding.
I'm just going to look here on mine and just make sure that it is showing. Hold on. Let me just make sure that you do see my screen.
Well, we do see your screen.
I'm going to really quickly show. Okay, it's not showing yet because there's a delay. Let me make sure. Okay, it looks like it's sharing. It looks like it's going to work, hopefully. Okay, I think it's going to work. So if you guys can verify by watching, okay, I think it's working. All right, okay, sweet. Okay, guys, do you see my screen? If you could verify real quick.
Yes, you got it.
You can see it where it says, how do you get yourself to take action? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Okay, guys, whether you're looking for a second stream of income or you're in a current business right now, okay, I want to talk to you about how do you get yourself to take action, okay? So I want to ask you, why do some people say they're going to do something but never follow through? All right, but there's a few people, okay, that do get something inside their head and it gets them to follow through, okay? So why do some people say they're going to do something but never follow through? And there are a few people that do something, they get something inside their head that gets them to follow through. Why is that, guys? Well, I just gave it away.
Fear?
Yes. Now. Tony Robbins admits that people like him, okay, people like him and other top people that are very, very successful, believe it or not, they are more afraid of what life would be like if they didn't follow through, okay? All right, versus those that are willing to settle for what they got, maybe they hope that things will change you know, they sit around, they hope that things are going to change, they go buy a lottery ticket, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They buy a program, they hope it's going to work out, you know, but they don't really do anything, okay? What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to talk about what is it that is inside the head of someone like Tony Robbins, who is more afraid of what life would be like if you didn't follow through versus those that kind of sit around and wait for it to happen. And then, of course, when it doesn't happen, they're able to say, yep, there we go. I knew it wasn't going to happen, right? So my question to you is, where do you start? Okay? So just on a side note, guys, people feel good about making progress, okay? Think about the game of football, okay? So when you play football, is it, you know, if you don't make a touchdown on the very first play, is everybody going to be booing you? If you think about it, you know, your goal is to get, you know, to the next down, right? Excuse me. Then you want to start. You have 4 chances to get a new. I forgot what the wording is. Oh my gosh. Jeff. But the goal is
down. It's called a down.
You want to get to a, but you want to get to a new first down, okay? And the goal is to get to a new first down until you make it to the goal. Now, every time there's a good play, you know, if you're at a football game, you're going to hear the crowd cheering. They're going to be happy that they made it forward, they didn't go backward. Now, of course, if you see the quarterback get sacked, you aren't going to hear that people on that team cheering. They're going to be probably booing, or they're going to be not happy about it because that was kind of taking a step back. As long as they're taking a step forward and they make it to the next first down, then, you know, they're getting closer to their goal. Now, of course, when there's a Hail Mary pass and they make a touchdown, those are awesome and you're just going ecstatic, right? But how often does that happen? But my question to you is that think about yourself in the game of life, in the game of having a business, whether it's an online, you know, second stream of business, a second income stream, or your current business. You know, what is it about these small progressions that you should be celebrating? And if any of you are watching any of my mindset videos, I mean, that is something I really harp on, is celebrate your successes, because what it does is it's doing something to your emotion and it's making you feel like you're making progression. It makes you feel like you're progressing, and what that does is that gets you excited, and it's like you're playing football and you're getting just that much closer to your goal. But still, we're not addressing the core issue of how to get yourself to truly take action, okay? So let's see. Okay. So my question to you is do you have to be on rock bottom to be able to take action, right? All right. Do you have to literally have your back against the wall, or do you have to have a gun to your head in order for you to be taking action? Well, yeah, there's going to be stories you might hear where people are literally, you know, have hit rock bottom, where they have nothing else and they have to do this. I mean, if somebody put a gun to your head and said you have to, you know, you have to make so much money within, you know, 5 days or what have you, or within a month, you know, or something's going to happen to your family, do you think that you're going to do everything possible to make something happen? Now, I know that's a horrible example now that I think about it, but, you know, if you get my point, I mean, do you have to be on rock bottom? Do you have to have a gun to your head? Do you have to have your back against the wall? And the question you need to ask yourself is, you know, what really ticks you off or makes you really excited, okay? And my question to you is, you know, for example, making money by taking on a new skill, that gets me excited, right? If I've learned a new skill, I tell somebody about it, they buy a product from me as a result of me learning that skill, that's something that gets me excited, okay? But you guys, you got to figure out why you're doing it. Why am I doing that? You know, figure out how you're going to get there. And so when you remember the first time you achieved something that you set your mind to, you know, you need to remember, if you're not hungry enough, if you are not hungry enough, then you need to get around people who are, and something will hit you, okay? So what you need to truly, truly do is remember the very first time you achieved something that you set your mind to, okay? Can you think of that? Can you think of something that you set your mind to that you achieved? Whether it was get your college degree, get your driver's license. You know, I know those are simple examples, but if you really think about something that you truly wanted to do and you achieved it, do you remember what that feeling is? So do you guys remember anything that you've set your mind to that you were able to achieve? Do you remember that feeling?
Mhm. Mhm.
And you need to, what was that?
I was just going to interject something.
That would be awesome. I would love that.
Well, I remember quite a few years ago, this is something so small, but it was really profound for me, was the fact that when I turned 50, which I'm telling you my age, but anyways, to get my motorcycle license.
I remember that.
And it took me a little while to convince my husband to let me do it because he didn't have that same dream that I did. And but after a little convincing, and anyway, so I went and took the little training course that they offered, and we paid our little money, and I went and passed the test, and we found me a bike, and I was able to go and ride by myself. But what I found, so anyway, so I achieved that goal, and it was so exhilarating and so liberating because it was something that I wanted to do all my life, and I wanted to just experience just the freedom of being able to ride, you know, that way. And so anyway, so
that is awesome. That is fantastic. Oh my gosh. I totally, you know, I remember one of the things that I was really excited about was when I got my insurance license. When I passed the first time, I thought I was the biggest rock star on the planet, you know. I was like, I'm going to rock this, and I did, you know. And the thing is that when you set a goal and you achieve it, that feeling that you get, that feeling of exhilaration, and you know, and by you describing that, I feel it too. But you know, by the way you described that, that's really exciting. Does anybody else have an example they want to share? If not, that's fine. I just wanted to throw that out there because I love that. I don't want to put anybody on the spot either, though. Okay, so you know, but the point is though, if you're not hungry enough, you know, if Donna wasn't hungry enough to get her motorcycle's license, you know, do you think that she would have gone through with it? Probably not. Okay, think about why are you wanting a second stream of income? Why do you want to figure out how to utilize the internet to create an income? Why is it that you're involved in a network marketing company if that's what you do? You know? But what you need to do is you need to be hungry, and if you're not hungry enough, you need to get around people who are, and if you are, something will hit you because you need to associate yourself with something that will drive you to action, whether it's the bills and you're about to get your house foreclosed, okay? Or if it's freedom. You know, if you want freedom, you don't want to be stuck in rush hour traffic anymore. You're sick of being in rush hour traffic. You're sick of being home late at night. You're sick of your kids crying when you have to leave to go to work. You want to be home with your family. You know, whatever it is, you need to associate yourself with something that will drive you to action, okay? But even with that said, there still needs to be a holy grail that will actually get you to actually take the action. And do you guys know what that is?
No, passion, I would say.
That's true. You definitely need to have that. Tony Robbins says certainty. Now, what in the heck does that mean? When someone is absolutely certain that when they do something, they will get certain results, they will do it, right? And if someone, that same is true for the opposite. If somebody is certain that when they do something, they will not get a certain result, guess what? They're not going to do it, right? But the scary part of the type of business that we're in, especially in the online business arena, you know, the scary part is the gray area. Well, maybe it will work, maybe it won't. And guys, if you are not absolutely certain that when you do something, it will get a certain result, chances are it's not going to be enough, okay? You have to be certain that what you're doing is going to work, okay? So let me see if I had a, yep, if it's a must for you, if it's a must for you, you will make it work, okay? So how do you do this, you guys? You do this, first of all, by evaluating the potential. Now, what the heck does that mean? I'm going to give you an example. Does anybody know who Roger Bannister is? Does that name sound familiar? If not,
yes.
That's okay too.
Yes.
That does sound familiar?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Don't ask me who he is, but I heard his name.
All right, guys, I'm going to give you an example of somebody that used certainty to achieve something that he desired, okay? First of all, and the first one is evaluating the potential. Roger Bannister, for years and years and years, guys, nobody thought that anybody could run the 4-minute mile, right? And Roger Bannister, what he did is he believed that he could do it, even though his body couldn't tell him that, right? So what did he do, guys? What did he do for him to achieve and break the 4-minute mile? Okay, well, what he did, guys, is he literally made a shift in his head. Okay, let me see if I have a slide on that. All right, he made a shift in his head, and he didn't just practice physically. He literally put himself in the situation of what it would be like for him to win, what it would be like for him to break the 4-minute mile. He literally would take himself from the very beginning, the beginning of the race, and he literally took himself through the whole race, minute by minute, until he broke the 4-minute mile. He knew exactly how he was going to do it, but it was all done in his head. And what he had to do is that when he did that, he changed the mindset in his head so that he could feel certain enough that he could do it, and then his body got him through it. And after Roger Bannister won the 4-minute mile, believe it or not, guys, within 2 years, 37 people broke the 4-minute mile. Did you know that? So basically, what does that tell you? What does that tell you when nobody thought they could break the 4-minute mile? Within 2 years, 37 people did after Roger Bannister did. What do you think of that?
The others didn't have the ability to believe it to start with.
Absolutely. So what was it that made Roger Bannister? What was it that made him, what made him do that? What made him do that mentally in order for him to get through? Well, this is what you guys do, just like what Roger Bannister did, is you put yourself into a state of certainty, okay? Now, guys, how in the world are we going to put ourselves into a state of certainty, okay? We are not going to try to run the 4-minute mile, okay? That is not something that is really passionate to me, to run the 4-minute mile, because I already know that it's happened and I really don't have that desire. That's just not something that I would feel a passion for, okay? But for you, if you're listening to this right now, I mean, how is it that you get yourself into the state of certainty, right? Well, get the results in your head so that you're feeling the emotion as if it's already happened, okay? Now, you guys might have heard this before, but hopefully you're looking at it from a slightly different angle, because using the example of Roger Bannister, he knew, he was absolutely certain he was going to break the 4-minute mile, okay? And his body did the rest. And my question to you is what are the results that you want to have, all right? Because you need to know what you want to achieve, and then you need to put yourself in that state. And, for me, guys, my desire, my absolute desire is to have complete financial freedom. I want to be able to have a personal physical therapist, be able to go to my mom's and do exercises with her so that she can get stronger because she's got some health issues. And you know what? If money wasn't an object, I would love for my mom to have a private chef to help her with her meals, And right now, my sister's doing all of it. My sister is creating her meals so that she's on a certain schedule because my mom needs to lose weight. My mom would kill me if she was watching this right now. But that is something that, is something that I would love to be able to do, is be able to take care of my mom and not have to worry about the financial implications of that. And I'm at a point now where I can have some people, come to our house and do some light housekeeping, but I want more. I want to have the freedom to be able to do whatever I want, to be able to give my mom the necessary care that she needs. Not only that, but I want to be able to have the freedom to, take my whole family on a cruise, and I want to stay in the luxury suite. Now, to some people that might think that's a little over the top, right? But, growing up, we never had a vacation as a family. I'll never forget one time we did go on vacation, and I remember my dad was so tired that we had to stop at a rest stop, and my dad had to he had a hammock, and he took the hammock and slept out on the hammock to get some rest. You know, I just remember that. And one of the best memories I have, if anybody's on my Facebook, they saw something I posted today where I was able to take my stepdaughter to Florida, and we were able to stay at the Ritz-Carlton, and I let her pick out the car that we rented. We rented a lightning blue convertible Mustang. We stayed at the Ritz-Carlton. As soon as we opened the door, it was all marble. You could hear the ocean. You could feel the breeze. You could hear the kids in the back, you know, on the beach squealing. We were so excited. You know, we were literally jumping on the bed because we were so excited. We could not believe we were there. And money was not an object that weekend. We went shopping. We went and rode Sea-Doos, and we hung out, and we had so much fun. We were treated like royalty because the Ritz-Carlton is, you know, a 5-star hotel. And it gave me a lot of pleasure to be able to give her that, because I know that she had never experienced anything like that, you know. And me being a victim of, and I do say victim when I do mean victim when I say that, but being a victim of divorce, you know, I know that, you know, getting divorced can be very expensive. And so, you know, it made me feel really good to be able to do that for her. And what I'd like to do now is I want to be able to take my whole family on a cruise. I want to stay in the nicest suite on a luxury cruise ship. And I don't want that to be something that I even have to worry about, you know? So that is something that I know for certainty that I want to achieve. Guys, what do you want? I want you to share with me what you want.
Well, I'd like the financial freedom like you want also, Michelle, and just not just financial freedom, but just the time freedom to be able to do the thing when you want. And but one of my dreams is to be able to take my 4 grandchildren, my 4 smaller ones, to Disney World and be able to stay at the resorts there and let them just experience that, you know, for themselves at such a young age, because that's not something that mom and dads can afford a lot of times. You know, that's a huge expense that you have to save years for sometimes. And I want to be able to take the whole family, you know, and the kids and everything, and just have a big old family, you know, vacation, I guess, there for them.
Exactly. And you can see yourself not even caring what the cost is.
No.
Don't look at the menu. Like, don't even look at the prices on the menu, right? It's
right.
like whatever you want. And how cool would that be to be able to do that maybe on an annual basis? How cool would that be, Donna?
Exactly.
This year, you know, where are we going this year, Grandma? Where are we going next year, Grandma? You know, what are we going to do next year? It can almost be like an annual thing where they know that they're going to get an awesome trip out of you. And that is so high quality. That is a huge factor. That's huge. I love that. Jeff, what do you want?
Well, it's my wife sure would like to go on a honeymoon, so yeah, it'd be nice to be able to jump on a plane, just go anywhere I wanted to for a honeymoon for a week.
Yeah, so can you see yourself being able to do that? I mean, just imagine, you guys, in that situation where, you know, if you want to be able to travel, so it sounds like travel is something you want to do, Jeff. How cool would that be for, you know, you work your butt off for the first 1 or 2 years, okay? And then you build up a residual income to the point where, you know, you're able to say, honey, where do you want to go? Let's go somewhere. And by the way, let's fly first class. You know,
Yep.
how cool would that be?
But
You know?
through my time in the military, I've traveled more than halfway around the world, and I've seen a lot, but I'd like to show my wife a little bit, you know?
There you go. There you go. And how cool would that be to know that you could fly first class? And you know, if anybody's ever flown first class, let me tell you, it is amazing. And you know, when you fly first class, they treat you like royalty. They'll give you your little warm little wash rag that you can wash your hands off with, and they serve everybody like, you know, wine or whatever drink they want, and they'll serve you usually, I don't know if they still do, but you know, a meal. Usually it's like a salmon meal. I mean, it's usually really good stuff that people in first class are getting. They're just being treated like royalty. And you know what? I mean, guys, we deserve that. You deserve that. Now, there's other people that are listening to this that might say that is not something that I desire. You know, what I might do, or what you might do, is you might desire to utilize all your money that you earn on, this a massive amount of abundance that you have to, take care of animals, like I had mentioned last week. You know, Chris, what is something you want to do?
Well, it's funny you ask, because Dawn and I talked about this today. Mine's kind of two-part. One part is going to be very similar to what y'all were saying. I really don't want to have to depend on Social Security when it's time for my husband to retire, and I want to be able to do things for the kids. But then I have visions that go beyond that, and I want to be able to give money for wells to be built, or we already sponsor a Compassion Child. I want to go see that child and sponsor more children and go see those children in other countries. I think that to be able to do that would be really neat.
That is powerful. That's powerful. A story of one of the top marketers in the industry said that when he was working in a video store, he would literally bring 2 magazines to work with him. One of them was an entrepreneur magazine, so he could learn about what other entrepreneurs are doing, and an auto trader magazine, because his dream was to drive a Porsche. And it became literally an obsession. And he made a comment. It was really interesting. He said that his boss, he of course was made fun of, right, by his coworkers, because on his break he'd be reading Entrepreneur and dreaming about owning a Porsche. And his boss said something that was really interesting. He said, you really shouldn't do that to yourself, because it's very likely that you will never have that car. And you know what his thinking was? He was thinking, no, it's inevitable that I will be driving that car, bringing the videos to your store that you're still working at. So as you can see, what he did is that he had that obsession, okay? He literally would put himself in the Porsche, and he would literally dream and fantasize and be there, okay? Now, I'll give you a personal example of a time when I literally had myself in a state of certainty and I achieved a result. One of them was when we decided that we were going to go to Hawaii. I had about 6 months to lose weight. Has anybody ever been motivated to lose weight because you're going to be going on a trip maybe to someplace like Hawaii? Well, I was really motivated. I was absolutely motivated. I went on a complete diet for 6 months, and you know what? I lost the weight that I wanted, and I was really happy with how I looked when we were in Hawaii. But you know what? That passion wasn't like a continuous passion, because by the time we got back, I quit my exercise workout. But if you think about it though, that was an example that kept coming to my mind is, that was something where I had a ritual of things that I did on a daily basis to achieve that result I wanted before the trip to Hawaii, okay? So one of the things, guys, that you want to do to achieve what you want is first of all, put yourself in that state of mind that you really want to achieve that. Fantasize, dream about it, obsess over it. It's okay to do that. And then what you guys do is you start by doing rituals, okay? What I mean by rituals is you want to literally, the first thing you do when you wake up, think about it. Not only do you think about it, but put yourself in that state of mind. Think of all your senses. What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What does it sound like? What do you see? What do you hear? And what you do is, if you think about it hard enough, for instance, if you do want to lose weight and you do want to reach a certain level of fitness, okay? Right now, I really do want to reach a certain level of fitness, but do I want it bad enough that I'm going to go work out every day? No. I really am starting to develop that, and that is something that I want to develop. So how do I get myself there? How do I get myself to take action? Well, I can buy a program. And if you guys look at my shelf, I have literally the P90X program. I've got 3 or 4 other workout programs that I have not touched, okay, because I didn't have the passion or the drive enough to do it. But I have a feeling that if I literally put my mind to it and I obsess over what I want to achieve in regards to my health, I bet that I can get myself motivated. Because when you look at the people online that are truly, truly devoted and they're healthy and they're fit, you know by looking at them and by what they're posting and what they're doing, that is their life and that is their obsession. And you know what, guys? That's okay. That is okay. And I respect that, okay? So, you know, my passion, my dream is to help other people achieve financial freedom just like what I want. How do we do that? We do that, guys, by allowing yourself the opportunity to literally obsess over what you want. I love what all of you guys said because there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And by stating what you said, if you think about it every single day, then you do it by performing these rituals, by thinking about it all the time. What it will do is it literally will become an obsession and nothing can stop you. Okay? Let's see, what's my next one? Be relentless. I think I've already kind of covered that, wouldn't you agree? All right, I think that was it. But guys, remember that you need to remember your why. I think we went over that pretty well. You have to have a system to condition yourself. Take the little steps and you will get there. And guess what Tony Robbins says? That you can literally get yourself in that state of obsession in 2 days. So it's not something where you have to, you know, obsess for days and days and days, weeks, months. It is something that you can achieve in literally just a couple days, okay? What's going to happen is when you start to obsess over what you want, you will figure out the other ways to get there. If you don't achieve it, so for instance, if we want to figure out how to do online marketing, what is the first thing that we should do? Remember why we're doing it. All right, and then you take the steps. What are the steps? Learn a new skill. Give yourself the opportunity to learn a new skill. Take that skill, share it with others. You'll start to attract people to you because you're sharing things that you know, and people are going to join your business. You're going to develop financial freedom. And you will get there. You have to be consistent. You have to be persistent and be relentless. Okay? And like I said, if it doesn't work out, if you're literally obsessed with it, then you will find another way to get there. Does that make sense?
Yes, that was very good, Michelle.
Why, thank you. I love these mindset trainings because, you know, it's so deep, but at the same time, it's like, you know, do you guys realize the commonality, though, that's on all of our mindset trainings as we keep getting back to our why, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what is your why? What is your why? And, you know, the thing is that you need to literally put yourself in that situation. What is it that would make you, are you going to be the kind of person that's going to sit on the couch and buy this program, do a couple things? And that's the thing, guys, is you're going to see people that are going to join your company or join your business, and they have that desire. They want that, but do they want it bad enough?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, I think if I could say something, I know even just for, and I'm, you know, just like all of us, I'm home all day long, and my focus is my business. But there's some days that I get up and I can sit at my computer and not even, and because I didn't prepare my mind right, I can sit at my computer and not even know what to do. Even though when I'm away from the computer, I can think of the 50,000 things that I should be doing. But when I'm sitting here, I don't do anything. And I noticed that in myself. And so I think that that's even something that, you know, and it goes right back, like you said, Michelle, to your why. It's like you have to remind yourself why you're doing this. You know, and I you know, like I caught myself thinking about, you know, instead of feeling like, oh, man, what am I going to do today, you know, or whatever the case, I have to say to myself, you are the luckiest person in the world. You get to stay home and do what you want to do. And you know that you can do this, you know, and kind of, you have to give yourself a little pep talk. and get your mind and your thoughts all focused in the right direction, and then all of a sudden this like fog lifts off of you, and you're like, okay, I can do this again, you know.
So Donna, can you give us an example of some things that you do during the day to get you closer to your goal? I know you do. I see you. I see what you're doing.
Oh, the things that I do?
Yes.
Well, I do like videos and blogging and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah. So I mean, yeah. So we do, you know, video trainings, you know, on how-tos, you know, because that's what people are. That's the hardest thing that people are finding to do, I think. And I just happen to be really techie. You know, those kind of things come easier to me. And so it's easy for me to kind of just shoot it. Well, I'm learning that it's easier for me to just shoot a quick little video showing someone how to do things, and then, you know, and then all of a sudden, you know, I'm getting people that are following me and starting to reach out to me and ask me questions. So blogging is another big one that we're doing, and then we'll be diving into, you know, email marketing and capture pages, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So that's, you know, I mean, we could go on and on.
So you post like a captivating blog post, a tutorial. People go to your blog post. This is just an example of something that you do. And they go to your blog post and they see that they can get access to more trainings. What do? They opt into your list, right? Then what do? You then can email them. You can drip on them and give them information like replay to this incredible training. But, you know, give them access to value, things that is going to help them. So they get to know, like, and trust you, right?
Right.
And then they're going to say, what business are you in? What are you doing? And that's what's so awesome is, by the way, all of you that are on this panel, we all have a link, right? That's right below our video. If you want to learn more about the business that we're in, there's a green button. At least mine's green. I don't know about everybody else's. But there's a little green button that is right below the video, and if you click on that, you can learn more about what we do, okay? But as you can see, this isn't a big hoorah-rah about the company that we're involved in. It's more of providing you value so that you get to know, like, and trust us, right? So, guys, it's okay to obsess. It's okay, because when you do, you're going to remember why you're doing this, and you're going to be able to make it through those speed bumps, right? People do different things when they go over the speed bumps, but, you know, we all handle speed bumps differently, right? But the point is that we are going to have them. And so as you maneuver through life, right, curves, hills, speed bumps, you know, you got to remember, what is it that's driving you? You know, do I want to be able to, you know, ask my wife, honey, where do you want to go? What do you want to see? You know, let's book a flight, first class. You know, or, you know, do you want to go? You know, what hotel do you want to stay at Disney World? You know, or let's go to Atlantis. Take your grandkids. You know, you know. We don't have to rely on Social Security. Trust me, I sell Medicare health insurance. I know more people are relying on their Social Security than have their money in savings, and they are living paycheck to paycheck, and it's very sad. And that is an awesome why, Chris, to have. And they're all excellent reasons, you know. So mine is to take care of my mom, right? So. All right, guys, with that, I'm going to leave that with you. Just be relentless, be passionate, and don't forget what your dream is, and never forget that no dream is too big either, okay? And be obsessed. And just take steps every day, and the first thing you think of when you wake up is, what is your dream? Think about it continuously throughout the day, and you will achieve it, I promise you, okay? Thank you. All right, let's see. And get in contact with the person that sent you this training, because we have more trainings that we would love to share with you, both social media, blogging, internet marketing, as well as mindset training. So we will chat with you later, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.